I've got a story that people chuckle about. And back in the old days, not too long ago, by the way, if we had somebody that was 62 years old and a spouse that wasn't, generally that spouse would come off title. But if something happened to the older spouse, generally his income or Social Security is gone as well. She's receiving generally the greater of the two Social Securities. So she wouldn't be able to have enough money to refinance, so she would sell the house. Now she's on the street. That's all changed. Now it's called a non-borrowing spouse. And here's the story. One evening I get home late. My wife made dinner and I didn't call her. And I get home and she says, you didn't call, I made dinner. I said, oh, honey, I'm sorry. I said, I had a client come in at 5:30. And thank God, Frank, my assistant, stayed late to help with the kids. My wife says, help with the kids, you deal with seniors. I said, well, here's the story. Ollie, 71, wife, 38. They had 4 boys under 5 years old. True story. God bless them. So they have a home. They wanted a reverse mortgage. And because of the non-borrowing spouse issue, we were able to make the loan. And when Ali does pass, his wife and the boys will be able to live in the house for the rest of their life without making a mortgage payment. Now, before we closed the loan, the underwriter wanted to see the wedding certificate, marriage certificate. So I thought she might have been a mail order bride. And I was right, because she was from Lebanon. Ali paid a dowry to her father of 5,000 American dollars, 2 ounces of gold, and 2 goats. So you can't make a story like that up. And it's just the funny stuff that you see in real life. I had another husband and wife. She was the one that called me. House was in foreclosure. And we were able to stop the foreclosure on the house so she didn't lose the house. And the backstory is her husband, Earl, had a great job for years working for Rolls Royce. And they make engines, and the company makes all kinds of stuff. Well, he had a great job, but he lost his job when things were bad in 2009, 10, right in there. And couldn't get a job. I think he went through a heart attack, might have had a stroke. Then he getting a little bit of disability. Anyway, when she called me, I was able to stop the foreclosure, but he was in the hospital and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with Earl. So we were able to put the loan together. And she says, well, if we're going to sign the docs, can you send the notary to the hospital? Because that's where Earl is. And I said, sure. So Friday night, the notary meets them at the hospital. Earl's able to sign the paperwork. House is saved. So Saturday, she goes to the hospital. Earl's getting a little bit better. Sunday, she doesn't go because she said, I went to church. I didn't visit Earl. Monday, she gets the call. And he had some kind of a blood infection is all they could figure. But she gets the call, and then she calls me and says, I got to tell you about Earl. And I was thinking, oh, heaven. I thought she was going to tell me the worst. But the nurse called her and said, Earl has miraculously gotten better, and we think we're going to send him home this week. So I can only imagine that the stress of losing the house, going through the health problems, almost losing the house, and when he found out that the house was safe, all of a sudden he started getting better. And if I said stress kills, I think it does. But next thing you know, Earl's out of the hospital, the house is saved, and everybody's good.